Namaste, dear viewers. Welcome to another fascinating journey into the depths of Hindu mythology and history. Today, we unravel the divine and awe-inspiring story of Goddess Annapurna, the celestial bestower of food, nourishment, and wisdom. If you love exploring the rich cultural heritage of India, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Let's embark on this mystical journey. The name Annapurna originates from Sanskrit, where Anna, An, means food or grains, and Purna, Purn, means full, complete, and perfect. Thus, Annapurna signifies the goddess who grants complete nourishment. It is widely believed that Mount Annapurna in the Himalayas is named after her, as she is thought to be one of the daughters of Himavat, the king of the mountains. In the Western world, she is sometimes referred to as the Hindu goddess of cooking, highlighting her association with food and sustenance. One of the most captivating stories of Annapurna originates from the Skanda Purana and Linga Purana. Once, Lord Shiva decided to test the material world by initiating a cosmic play where he removed all food sources from the earth. Soon, the world suffered immense famine, and people were on the brink of death. At this moment, Goddess Parvati could not bear the suffering of her devotees. To end their suffering, she took the divine form of Goddess Annapurna, appearing in the holy city of Varanasi, also known as Kashi, with a golden ladle and a vessel full of porridge. Seeing this, Shiva himself approached her, holding a begging bowl, seeking food. He realized that even the great ascetic lord could not survive without nourishment, proving the immense significance of food and the material world. In her compassion, Annapurna fed Shiva with her own hands, symbolizing the idea that even spiritual enlightenment is incomplete without physical sustenance. Apart from religious scriptures, Annapurna finds mention in various literary works, each adding depth to her story and cultural significance. Kumara Sambhavam by Kalidasa. The celebrated poet Kalidasa, in his magnum opus Kumara Sambhavam, beautifully describes the city of Varanasi, where Goddess Annapurna is worshipped as the supreme nourisher. He poetically narrates how the sacred city is incomplete without her presence, for she is the one who ensures the well-being of all its inhabitants. Kalidasa's references highlight that seeking Annapurna's blessings is equivalent to attaining divine grace, as food is considered one of the highest forms of charity in Hindu philosophy. Devi Bhagavata Purana, from the 3rd to 4th century CE. This Purana, dedicated to the divine feminine, refers to Annapurna as the goddess of Kanchipuram, an ancient temple city in Tamil Nadu. It states that devotees in Kanchipuram worshipped her not only for nourishment, but also for spiritual enlightenment. The text narrates how she appeared to King Rajashekara, a devout ruler, and granted his kingdom prosperity. To honor her, he built a grand temple where daily food offerings were made to the needy. Skanda Purana, from the 7th century CE. One of the oldest legends about Annapurna comes from the Skanda Purana, which recounts how sage Vyasa, after completing the composition of the Mahabharata, wandered into Varanasi. Due to a divine curse, he felt an unbearable hunger, but there was no food to be found. Seeing his plight, Goddess Annapurna appeared in the form of a simple housewife and offered him a meal. As soon as Vyasa consumed the food, his curse was lifted. Overcome with gratitude, he declared that Annapurna's temple in Varanasi would be the holiest place of nourishment in the world. Kashi Khanda by Srinatha, a 13th century Telugu poet. In the Kashi Khanda section of the Skanda Purana, Srinatha vividly describes Annapurna's presence in Varanasi. He narrates how, during a cosmic event, the world was deprived of food, and Shiva himself could not find sustenance. Realizing the suffering of all beings, Goddess Parvati took the form of Annapurna and began distributing food in Kashi. Even Lord Shiva approached her with a begging bowl, acknowledging that even the gods are dependent on her blessings. These stories and texts illustrate the deep-rooted importance of Annapurna in Hindu tradition. She is not only a provider of food, but also a symbol of wisdom, spiritual nourishment, and the sacredness of sustenance. In Hindu scriptures, Goddess Annapurna is described as a youthful deity, with a radiant red complexion, a round face resembling the full moon, and 3 eyes that symbolize knowledge, power, and divinity. She is typically depicted with 4 hands, one hand holding a golden ladle adorned with jewels, another hand carrying a vessel full of delicious porridge. The other 2 hands are in Abhaya, or fearlessness, and Varada, or boon-giving, Mudras. She is also adorned with golden jewelry, wristlets, and a crescent moon on her head, and is often seated on a throne, radiating divine grace. Temples dedicated to Goddess Annapurna. Annapurna Devi Mandir, Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh, was built by Peshwa Baji Rao I between 1729 and 1731 CE. The story behind the temple. Varanasi, also known as Kashi, is believed to be the city of Lord Shiva. According to legend, during a period of cosmic imbalance, the world was deprived of food. Seeing her children suffer, Goddess Parvati took the form of Annapurna and began distributing food. Even Lord Shiva approached her with a begging bowl, symbolizing that without nourishment, even the divine cannot function. This divine act of giving led to the establishment of the Annapurna Devi Mandir in Varanasi, which is located near the revered Kashi Vishwanath temple. During the early 18th century, Peshwa Baji Rao I of the Maratha Empire took it upon himself to renovate and build grand temples in Varanasi. He built the Annapurna Devi temple between 1729 and 1731 CE as a tribute to the goddess and to provide a place where people could come and seek blessings for food and prosperity. The temple continues to serve food to the needy, staying true to the goddess's essence. Even today, Annadanam, or free food distribution, is carried out daily, reinforcing the belief that no one should go hungry in the holy city of Kashi. Annapurneshwari Temple, Horanadu in Karnataka, was built by Agastya Maharishi and renovated by the 8th Dharmakatharu in 1973. The Annapurneshwari Temple in Horanadu, Karnataka, has a rich history dating back thousands of years. It is believed that sage Agastya, one of the great Sapta Rishis, or 7 sages, established the temple to worship the goddess. Legend says that once, due to an imbalance in nature, crops failed and people suffered from extreme hunger. Seeing the plight of humanity, Annapurna appeared before Agastya Maharishi and blessed the land with fertility. As a mark of gratitude, he consecrated her idol in Horanadu, ensuring that the region would always have prosperity. Renovation and modern importance. The temple remained a sacred but modest shrine until the 8th Dharmakatharu of Sringeri Sharada Peetham renovated it in 1973. The idol of goddess Annapurneshwari was placed in a seated posture, holding a vessel of food, symbolizing her eternal blessing of nourishment. The temple is famous for its Annadanam Seva, where every devotee is offered a full meal, reinforcing the goddess's divine role. It is said that no devotee who comes to this temple leaves hungry. Sri Annapurneshwari Temple, Cherukunu in Kerala, built by Parasurama, renovated by Kolathiri kings. The Sri Annapurneshwari Temple in Cherukunu, Kerala, is believed to have been built by Lord Parasurama, the 6th avatar of Vishnu. According to legend, after reclaiming land from the sea, Parasurama sought to establish centers of worship across Kerala. During his meditative state, he had a vision of goddess Annapurna blessing the region with abundance. Inspired, he built a temple in Cherukunu and consecrated her idol there. Over centuries, the temple fell into disrepair. However, during the reign of the Kolathiri kings in the 16th and 17th centuries, they took on the responsibility of restoring the temple to its former glory. They rebuilt the structure using Kerala's signature wooden architecture, adorned with intricate carvings of Annapurna's divine form. Even today, this temple continues the tradition of serving unlimited free meals to devotees, symbolizing that the goddess's blessings are boundless. Annapurna Temple, Indore in Madhya Pradesh, built by Holkar Queen Ahilyabai in the 18th century. Maharani Ahilyabai Holkar, the great queen of the Maratha Empire, was a devout follower of goddess Annapurna. She was instrumental in constructing and restoring many Hindu temples across India, including the Annapurna Temple in Indore. The temple was built in the 18th century as a tribute to the goddess, who ensured that her kingdom remained prosperous. Ahilyabai believed that providing food was the greatest act of dharma, and hence, the temple became a major center for food distribution. The Annapurna Temple in Indore is inspired by South Indian Dravidian architecture, featuring towering gopurams and intricate sculptures of Hindu deities. At the entrance, there are 4 giant elephant statues, symbolizing strength and stability. The temple remains one of the most visited in Madhya Pradesh, with thousands of devotees coming daily to seek blessings for wealth, prosperity, and nourishment. Annapurna Temple, Kashi Vishwanath Corridor, Varanasi, rebuilt in 2021. In 2021, the Kashi Vishwanath Corridor project led to the rebuilding of the Annapurna Temple, which had lost its prominence over time. The temple was reconstructed as part of an initiative to revive the spiritual grandeur of Varanasi. A key highlight of this reconstruction was the return of the lost idol of goddess Annapurna from Canada. This idol, which was stolen 100 years ago, was brought back to India and installed at the new Annapurna Temple in Varanasi, restoring a piece of sacred heritage. Final thoughts: the legacy of Annapurna's temples. The temples dedicated to goddess Annapurna across India reflect a timeless belief. Food is sacred, and no one should go hungry. These temples continue to serve millions of devotees, offering not just spiritual nourishment but also physical sustenance through free food distribution. Each temple has a rich history, linked to rulers, saints, and divine legends. Whether it's the historic Annapurna Mandir in Varanasi, the serene Annapurneshwari Temple in Horanadu, or the grand structure built by Ahilyabai Holkar, the message remains the same: Annapurna's grace ensures the well-being of all beings. Anada Mangal, the Bengali poetic tribute to Annapurna. The Bengali poet Bharachandra Ray, who lived from 1712 to 1760, wrote Anada Mangal, a legendary poem dedicated to goddess Annapurna. It narrates her compassion and divine blessings towards her devotees. A famous excerpt from the poem reads, "O Mother Annapurna, be merciful, wipe away the suffering of the world with your grace." In ancient times, people revered Annapurna as the provider of food, ensuring prosperity and well-being. Even today, devotees offer cooked rice sweets and grains at her temples as a symbol of gratitude. Annapurna Puja is still widely celebrated in West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, and Karnataka. Temples distribute Annaprasadam, or holy food, to thousands of devotees daily. Many people recite the Annapurna Stotram, a hymn praising her generosity. Goddess Annapurna is not just the deity of food but also of wisdom, nourishment, and compassion. Her story reminds us that both physical sustenance and spiritual wisdom go hand in hand. If you found this journey into Hindu mythology insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating stories from India's rich cultural heritage. Also, hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos.